Hi, good morning. Welcome to English class. Hi, good morning. Welcome to English class. So, dear students, in the previous class, we have had a brief knowledge about the description of Romeo towards Juliet. So, also, you had a knowledge of the drama that how Romeo had met Juliet. So, here, as soon as the drama is started, Romeo is not going to meet Juliet. It is in Act 1, Scene 5, he sees the beauty of Juliet and he is spellbound. Till then, he had a friendship with the same rival family, that is, we can say she is the cousin of Juliet, that is Rosalind. So now, let us start or let us have the analyzation of those lines that are being appreciated by Romeo. So already in the previous class we had a little knowledge about the very first line, which you can see on your screens. The first line I am going to read again. Oh, there is a comma there. She doth teach the torches to burn bright, and after the completion of the line there is an exclamatory mark. What is the indication of this? Let me brief you that first. Oh means as soon as he has seen her, he starts appreciating her. In that manner, where while appreciating, he is so spellbound about her beauty, he has no words to explain. Still, he uses the word torches and he is surprised by her brightness, that the brightness of the torches is less than the brightness of Juliet. Now let me brief you again the very same line. The poet is making use of the word torches, means that object which gives us light. And the general meaning is that the brightness of the torches is less than the brightness of Juliet. And now, what makes the poet to use the word torches? Poetical meaning is that there are two. One meaning is that the word torches, which has got brightness, might have been got the word as bright by seeing the brightness of Juliet. They might have given the word bright. That is one sense of understanding. That is poet's sense of understanding. The other meaning is that the brightness of the torches is less. It means brightness of Juliet surpasses the brightness of the torches. So only he is quite amazed and he is quite astonished by her beauty. So the exclamatory mark is used there. And the other lines following, they all are explained with the comparison. The next line, what Romeo talks about Juliet is that it seems she hangs upon the cheek of night. So dear students, let me again explain you that neither the day nor the night has got any structure. But the poetical way of using the words is quite unique. So what he says here, cheek of night. Night does not have any structure, but the poet is explaining in the way which you are going to understand in the next line. So let me explain you about the next line. As a rich jewel in an Utopia's ear. So this line has got connection with the second line. How is that so? So it is a comparison. Now again, let me tell you about the second line. Cheek of night. Next to the cheek, the organ is ear. Right? So now what he wants to explain is that as a rich jewel in an Utopia's ear means an Utopian who is belonging to the black race, Africans. They are quite dark in color, and that person, if that person or that kind of person is going to wear a rich jewel, any costly jewel which has got so much of brightness, owned by an Utopian in an year, which is going to get highlighted? The person or the jewel? It is the person. We may think. We are wrong. It means it is not the person who is going to get highlighted, because the person is dark, and top of that cheek of night is told. It means these people, they used to meet at night. So, okay. And now the party, that is the banquet, was started in the night. So night is dark only. There were lights also. But here Romeo is comparing the beauty of Juliet. So only he is telling there, at night the light is going to get the brightness of any light is going to make the night bright. But here he is not directly saying that. He is taking one example of a person, that is a black person, not a white person. A black person, if he is or she is going to wear a rich jewel, a costly or a shining jewel in an year, the jewel is going to get highlighted, not the black person, because dark, night is also dark, the person is also dark. In the same way, Juliet's beauty is highlighted just like that of a jewel. Again, the next line, what he explains is that beauty too rich for use, for earth too dear. So now, she was so beautiful that he does not want anybody to have any kind of connotation, means a disturbance. Means she was so beautiful that she must not be disturbed by anybody. Whoever are seeing, they must see or glance her or look at her like that only. Beauty too rich, beauty too rich for use. So now let me tell you why the poet has used the word use. And in general sense, we may generally understand beauty too rich for use means, is that beauty to be used, what we are going to have, our sense of understanding. It is not like that. Then what makes the poet to use the word use there? So what he wants to explain is that she was so beautiful that she must not be disturbed. It must be like that only. Then the next phrase, what says, for earth too dear, means what? Earth too dear. Then the analytical explanation is that the earth has got a good fate, that the earth is experiencing the dance of Juliet on her. So only the poet is saying, O earth, too dear means, O earth, you are blessed, because this beautiful lady is dancing on your floor, on you. So you are blessed. So why he is saying like that? What is the reason behind? It means that he has not got the fate of talking to that lady or meeting with the lady, whereas the earth is experiencing her tapping on her. So only he is using the word, O earth, you are dear, means you are lucky enough to have that beautiful lady's footstep put on you by her dance. The next line, so shows a snowy dove trooping with crows. And again, he is not sufficient with the appreciation what he has given in the beginning. Again he wants to appreciate. So why again, how he is appreciating? He is again comparing the beauty of Juliet like this. For example, if a snowy dove is a very small milky white bird which has got smooth feathers and which appears to be very beautiful. Let me give you a living example for this. You might have seen Dove soap, which has got a small bird on its back. It is the very same bird. So that bird is very beautiful, very white, milky white, and very snowy. And if that kind of bird is going to get mingled with the crows which are black, then the bird is going to get highlighted. Exactly in the same way, Juliet was looking so bright among those people. Now, dear students, you may take, or while you are going to summarize the poetry, you may consider the meaning like this. The rest of the people were compared to crows, and Juliet is to that of the dove. So don't mistake. Trooping with crows is just only a comparison, not for the people. It is only a general comparison. The bird snowy dove, if it is kept in the midst of the black crows, the bird is going to get highlighted. So you have your concentration only on that bird, not that of the crows. So one cannot judge the people to be as crows. So he just is appreciating. So in the midst of those people, she was highlighted just like the snowy dove. As yonder lady means that lady, yonder lady means the lady who was wandering throughout the banquet hall and she was dancing. Her fellow shows means this dancing lady was meeting with those other people also. Fellow shows means here the rest of the people. They were also watching her dance. They were also dancing with her and they were talking to her. After some time, the dance was completed. So for that, the poet is using the word the measures are done. So now let us have a concentration on the word measure. The word measure means that thing, something which we are going to measure. But here, poetical sense does not give that meaning. Then what is the meaning? The meaning of measure is that activity which is completed. Any activity it may be. What was the activity that took place when Romeo made his entry? The activity of dancing. So Juliet was dancing on the dance floor, and that dance was completed. But what Romeo did, he kept on standing stagnant like that only, watching her. I will watch her place of stand, means without fear, he was standing there only, looking to her. And further what he says, and touching hers, make blessed my rude hand. And touching her means not touching her. So what make my rude hand, make blessed my rude hand, and touching her means what is the meaning? And touching her means he is so understanding that if he is going to get the opportunity of talking to her or shaking hands with her or meeting her, that he will be blessed. That is the meaning. But why he uses the word rude hand there? Hand will never be rude. Rude in sense, his hand is what it is. If at all, if he is going to shake hands with that beautiful lady, he is blessed. That is the meaning. And after that, what he says, did my heart love till now? There is a question mark. Means, he is very much appreciating to her, and he makes his sense feel, why am I appreciating the lady like this? Is it love? So he is questioning to himself. And what he is saying? Yes, for swear it sight. Whatever the sight that is going on, whatever the scene that is going on in front of him, I should swear that I am in love with her. Why? Because he says further, for I never saw true beauty till this night. Means he is accepting, I have never seen such a beautiful woman in my life till this night. Today I have. So I have to swear that I am in love with this lady. So dear students, here in Act 1 Scene 5, Romeo is appreciating Juliet. So if you have any doubts, any clarifications, any meanings, you can give the feedback to us so that we are going to clarify your doubts in the next class. Hope you have understood the explanation or the analytical form of explanation by us, and rest of the explanation will be given to you in the next class along with your feedback. Till then, stay blessed and stay safe. Thank you.